And good afternoon, I'm Ray Collins in for Scott Dennis. We are on standby for a White House event involving a new pick for Labor Secretary. The president's previous nominee withdrew his name. We'll take you there live as it happens. On to our top story now. A nationwide demonstration today called A Day Without Immigrants. It calls on immigrants to skip work, skip class, and not go shopping. Reporter Janai Norman has details from New York.
The premise is simple.
Don't work, don't shop.
And the message is clear.
To give the message that without immigrants, there's nothing, there's no America.
A Day Without Immigrants is a nationwide effort that's spreading through social media. It's a show of support for immigrants by rallying against President Trump's executive order on immigration and crackdowns on illegal immigrants.
The truth, people is afraid. It's afraid because, you know, with all this thing happens right now, everybody is afraid to lose everything, especially their families.
From California to Chicago to Philadelphia and D.C., restaurants and other businesses are closing or operating on limited service, and immigrants are encouraged to boycott school and work to show what a day is like in the United States without them.
If we don't show up for work, if our kids don't go to school, hopefully they'll see that we're needed in this country.
In Philadelphia, David Pena estimates he'll lose about $4,000 shutting the door to his restaurant.
We want to let them know that we're not criminals, we're workers. We support our country.
However, not everyone is supporting the movement. One Cuban immigrant believes the protest is misguided and said they should be over immigration reform.
It's confusing the topic or the issue of illegal immigration with legal immigration.
Just a couple blocks from here, families impacted by September 11th rallied in Battery Park. They say they live with the impacts of terrorism every day, but they still oppose the president's immigration ban. And more protests are expected here later today outside the Office of Immigrations and Customs Enforcement. Janai Norman, ABC News, New York.
And another protest is planned for March 8th called A Day Without a Woman. It's being organized by the same group who put on January's Women's March on Washington. Details of the actions have not yet been released. In other news now, a reward has been increased to help catch a killer in Lakewood Ranch. The Gold Star Club of Manatee County is offering now $5,000 to help catch the person or persons who shot and killed Alexander Chirp a week and a half ago. His body was found next to his car in the parking lot of Greenbrook Park. Crime Stoppers also offering an additional $3,000 for the reward. If you can help, call this number on your screen, 866-634-TIPS. A big turnout for last night's City Candidate Forum on Sarasota's Bayfront. Hundreds came out to watch the candidates field questions from the Chamber of Commerce president. 6 men and 2 women running for 2 at-large seats on the City Commission. Among the topics, the homeless, housing, and wasteful spending. Those in the audience had strong opinions.
I'd like to hear answers as if transportation plans, how do they, what are the demographics, what are they pursuing, what's the economic end goal for the community.
Election Day is March the 14th, Tuesday. The top finishers will advance in a runoff in May. New this morning, a new multi-use trail is now open in Venice. A ribbon cutting took place this morning to celebrate the new path near West Venice Avenue and Park Boulevard. Work has been underway for months to widen the existing trail and make it handicap accessible. And construction was finally completed on Tuesday. The new paved path is actually made of recycled tires.
This is really soft to walk on. And we're hoping they're going to put some flowers around now. We'll see. Maybe they spent all their money, I don't know.
And that new trail runs through Heritage Park. The airport in Punta Gorda is now offering nonstop service to Cleveland. Allegiant Airlines will operate flights 3 times a week. One-way flights could be as low as $61. The Punta Gorda Airport is about 54 miles away from Sarasota. And from one bay to another, starting today, Tampa International offering nonstop service to and from San Francisco. United flights will leave on a daily basis. The nonstop flight takes about 6 hours. A special performance by Circus Sarasota this morning. Over 40 organizations were invited to the Big Top for a 9 a.m. show. Many folks in attendance were from elder care facilities and Title I schools. Organizers say today's performance reinforced the Circus Arts Conservatory's mission to improve special care facilities, and they say it's a chance for everyone to get out and have some fun as well.
And it's a wonderful experience for them because many of them never get out to a venue like this. And it takes an extraordinary number of volunteers and staff to coordinate so many special needs residents and clients to come together and see the amazing art of circus.
The show was attended by 800 people. It's great. Busy morning under the big top.
That's awesome.
Sunny.
Good to see.
It certainly is sunny and windy out there right now.
Yeah, the winds are starting to die down. No, that's good news. So I know there are some boaters that were probably itching to get back in the water.
That's right.
So this is helpful to them to see these winds kind of die down. But the calmer the winds get, the cooler it's going to get tonight. So
that's true too.
It's kind of a double-edged sword, I guess. It'd be kind of a cool, brisk evening shaping up for us. We could have used the rainfall. It would have been nice to see. We started off cloudy. We got a few places that got some reasonable rain, but mostly not nearly as much rainfall as I'd hoped for. I mean, Florida's got 60 active wildfires right now. We could have used a little rain. Anyway, we got a lot of blue sky out there currently, a lot of dry air in place. No rain in today's forecast, that's for sure. Now, if you take a look at the wave heights over the last, 4 hours or so, this still kind of high close to shore. We've got some 4 or 5 foot waves out there. And while that's getting better and better for boaters, it still means we have a rip current issue along our area beaches. So watch for that. No cloudiness across most of north central Florida and North Florida, just lots of wall-to-wall sunshine and pleasant conditions. Even with the sunshine, though, that north wind is going to bring down our temperatures to probably around 72 degrees for a daytime high. Pretty typical for this time of year. Next several days will feature some rainfall. We'll talk about that coming up in a few, right?
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Starting today, you can explore a World War II relic. The Wings of Freedom Tour has landed on the Sun Coast. The tour features the B-17 Flying Fortress, B-24 Liberator, B-25 Mitchell Bomber, and the P-51 Mustang Fighter. The tour begins this afternoon at 2 p.m. and wraps up Sunday. All this at the Venice Airport. Less than a year after a big fire, JR's Old Packing House in Sarasota reopened this week. The restaurant is off Cattleman Road near the interstate. You'll recall last June a fire severely damaged the building and destroyed 2 others nearby. The cause of the fire remains under investigation. Time now to go to the kitchen, where our guest executive chef Jamil Panada joins us from Michael's on East. And Chef, what do you have for us today?
Today we're going to do a beautiful duck breast French menu that we're doing at Michael's on East with Selby Garden from Chagall painting, so stay tuned.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Florida's last private island is a waterfront lifestyle like no other. This is Harbor Isle, just 5 minutes from the sugar sand beaches of Anna Maria Island. This sun-splashed paradise invites you to enjoy natural adventures and all the recreation of a tropical resort. Island coach homes and waterfront condos are now available from the high 400s. Don't miss the Luxury by the Bay event, Saturday, January 21st from noon till 4 p.m. at Harbor Isle. Water ski show, luxury cars, wine tasting, model home tours, and more.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee counties since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
Shop the President's Day event at Bacon's Furniture, where you'll find beautiful furnishings for your home at prices you will love. Look for the red tags for 20, 40, up to 70% off throughout the showroom. Save an additional 20% off our already low sale prices on Thomasville furniture. And don't forget, Bacon's has hundreds of items in stock and ready for immediate delivery. So this President's Day, shop the store that gives you more. Bacon's Furniture and Design in Sarasota. Nobody beats Bacon's.
Hurry in to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota for big savings on some of America's best vehicles. Come shop the Suncoast's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers. Get all the safety and security of a new Dodge Journey for as little as $16,599. Or stop by today and drive away in a 2017 Jeep Patriot for just $15,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Currently, we're looking at an air temperature coming in at 68 degrees. I think maybe we'll add about 4 degrees onto it, and that'll be it for the day. 48-degree dew point. That's dry. That's nice. I like 48 degrees for a dew point. 50s, 40s, that's very, very comfortable. When you get into the 30s, it might be a little bit too dry. You certainly get into the mid-60s and 70s, and it feels a little humid. Certainly the 70s do. So, perfect dew point. A lot of sunshine out there. Northwest wind coming in at about 13. Still a little breezy out there, but we don't have any of those gusts in excess of 20 miles an hour anymore. So we're looking at improving conditions. Across the region, a few scattered showers down to the south and over in the Atlantic. Nothing around us. The air way too dry to support any shower activities throughout the deep south, most of the plains states. Northeast drying out after their big snowstorm. That's now exiting, moving out into the Nova Scotian currents. And now back to the west is where our eye is drawn. Another big storm system moving onshore there, producing some fairly heavy rainfall from Washington state all the way down to California. And this is not the worst of it by any stretch of the imagination. The low pressure area spinning off the coast has its eye on California and is heading in that direction. While the total rainfall accumulations may not be as much as forecast 2-3 days ago, they're still pretty good. You still can get some 5, maybe even some 6-inch rainfalls in isolated pockets in California before it's all said and done. So a lot of rain still in store for them. For us, not so much. High pressure, the dominant weather feature, building southward. And this tan color you see here is dry air aloft. That is sinking south. Big dome of sinking air, stable air moving in, providing us with a beautiful sky. It won't be too terribly long before we won't see these beautiful deep blue skies anymore. There'll be too much moisture in the air as we head into spring, and so we'll get kind of that milky color to the skies. I love this time of year. Tonight, beautiful stargazing night, by the way. If you're going to be doing that, should have a perfect sky for it. A little bit of cloud cover down to the south. That's still where those clouds are being pushed. That'll clear the state, I think, before too terribly long. And the entire state will be enjoying the benefit of this building high-pressure ridge behind the frontal boundary sinking southward. Now, currently, the wind's kind of directed out of the northwest around the periphery of this high and the low-pressure area off the coast. But that will change. Tonight, I think that high is going to move closer to the center part of the state. That'll direct our winds out of the north, but they'll be much lighter. And as they become light with clear skies and dry air in place, it'll be kind of like the desert, which heats up fast and cools off fast. So the key to tonight's temperature, really, I think, is going to be the winds. We'll have the clear skies. We will have the dry air. The question will be just how calm the winds will get overnight, and I think they'll get pretty calm. So our temperatures, I'm pretty sure, are going to drop to pretty close to the 50-degree mark, maybe even a little below that, maybe upper 40s. So a chilly night in store for us, and then as those winds shift a little more easterly with time, we'll start to warm up as early as tomorrow, but warm up in earnest, I think, starting over the weekend. Winds die down, less humid afternoon, cool tonight. Those are the weather highlights for the next 24 hours. That high-pressure ridge getting rid of the cloud cover, getting rid of the rain showers, but we watch back to the west as an approaching area of upper-level low moves through parts of North Florida over the weekend. We'll probably get some rain around here Saturday night into Sunday. Total rainfall amounts unclear yet, still refining that forecast, but wouldn't be surprised to see a half-inch rainfall Saturday night. Northwest wind at about 15 knots, becoming 5 to 10 during the overnight period, and the extended range forecast keeps us cool but warmer tomorrow. And then as we head into the weekend, warmer still, but with that chance of rain. Ray?
Thank you, John. In our health news now, parents, of course, keep medications away from kids, and that has to include pet medications as well. Details from Kim Hutcherson.
Parents know to secure medications and keep them out of children's reach, but many don't realize that pet medicine should be safeguarded too. A study published in the journal Pediatrics suggests many parents forget to keep their animals' medication hidden. Just like with human prescriptions, pet meds could have a harmful effect on children. Between 1999 and 2013, the Central Ohio Poison Center received over 1,400 calls about children exposed to veterinary medications. 87% of the calls concerned children under the age of 5. While most of these cases didn't result in serious medical situations, study authors want to caution parents about how dangerous veterinary prescriptions can be for children. So if you usually keep your animal's medicine under the sink or near the pet food, make sure to move them someplace out of reach of children. Remember to keep medicines in child-proof containers and always make sure your pets have finished ingesting their medicine before allowing them to be around children. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
For those with type 2 diabetes, new research shows that bariatric surgery can be very effective to treat it. The surgery was compared with traditional therapy, and doctors found that people who had bariatric surgery were better able to meet their target blood sugar level goals than those who received traditional therapy. It also has other benefits as well.
The amount of benefits you get from this surgery in terms of improving the diabetes, improving other cardiovascular risk factors, improving quality of life, and losing weight is pretty remarkable, and it's durable.
The American Diabetes Association now includes bariatric surgery as a recommended treatment option for those who suffer from type 2 diabetes. Well, of course, you've heard of physician's assistants, but now there are also dental therapists. Yeah, several states are considering bills that would allow a new mid-level position in dentistry called dental therapists or advanced dental hygiene practitioners. Professionals with a lower level of training that are still able to fill cavities and pull teeth, but more complex procedures would still be left in the hands of a dentist. Coming up next on your Suncoast News.
That, and plus there's 8 other kids in the neighborhood all watching this, and they're all tears. Every kid's crying.
The price one father had to pay for saving a turtle being abused in the neighborhood. But first, a tennis star staying true to her word. The Super Bowl promise she kept to one fan who proved her wrong. That's next.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, fashionistas from the iConcept Fashion Show bring innovative designs, plus Big Fish, the musical, and Jack Dusty at the Ritz.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
We just redid our kitchen, and I want to make sure everything stays looking new.
We have an entire cleaning department filled with great products for Veronica to use for every surface in her home.
Ace is the place that goes beyond scratching the surface on cleaning, so you won't scratch your surfaces while cleaning.
And you wipe it off.
Don't miss these February Red Hot Buys on Wild Bird Food and Scott's Bonus S Weed and Feed. 6 convenient Sarasota locations and now open in Bradenton, Northport, and soon Osprey.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Go ahead. Make a fashion statement. Demand something more than just ordinary. Capture elegance in every turn and drive with flair. Where beautiful styling is standard. Stop in and take a test drive. I'll guarantee you'll never go back to plain vanilla again. The all-new 2017 Fiat 500, starting at $14,999. Only at Sunset Fiat in Sarasota.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. AndServices.com. AND Services.com.
As negotiations continue to bring the Atlanta Braves to Northport for spring training, the question remains how to pay for it. Today, the Tourist Development Council will meet in Venice to go over proposed changes to the bed tax distribution. The county is proposing to use $1.3 million per year for 20 years from the tax to build a new complex for the Braves in Northport. The board will make a recommendation to county commissioners sometime this spring. Well, this weekend is the NBA All-Star Game, and a late injury opens the door for Carmelo Anthony. The New York Knicks forward was added to the Eastern Conference All-Star team for Sunday's game in New Orleans. He'll replace Cleveland Cavalier Kevin Love, who is recovering from surgery. This is the 10th All-Star nomination for Carmelo Anthony. A Canadian tennis star is keeping her promise she made during the Super Bowl. Eugenie Bouchard tweeted about the Falcons winning the game. One fan tweeted saying, if the Patriots won, would she date him once? Well, Bouchard said, sure I will. The game was so far out of hand, she thought. Well, of course, the Patriots came back and won, so last night she and that fan had their date at the Bucks-Nets game in New York. No word if there will be a second date. And who said to tennis players, love means nothing? Back to the kitchen now with John Scalzi and Chef Jamil from Michael's on East. Guys?
Oh, my goodness. Hit that one off the court. How are you, Chef? Good to see you. Always a pleasure to have you here. Always cooking up something great. You know what this is?
This is going to be a beautiful, look, we have a thing, Chagall, in Selby Gardens right now. So we decided to, in the restaurant, when we do a Epicurean adventure, every February we do Friends. So we decided to go to Chagall style. So we went through their books and stuff like that, the restaurant.
Yes.
And we came with this recipe. A duck, I'm going to scoot duck right here. What I'm going to do very quick right here is just kind of cut the fat a little bit so you can render it in the, and that way the fat can cook a little faster. It gets a little crispy. We're going to use some salt and pepper right here. But the menu that we have is awesome because we actually, you know, at Selby Gardens we do the cafe. But now we have a food truck right by the mansion where the painting is at. So you can come in and have your crepes, have a baguette, have all cool stuff right here. So right here I'm going to do, what I like to do with this is start the pan nice and slow so you can see there's no sizzling on it because you want to cook the fat very fast. And then right here we have one that is already done. I already put some figs in there so the figs can start caramelizing right here so you can see how nice the color of that is. And then we got some thyme honey that we make at Michael's. So we take the honey, we take some thyme, we boil it, and then mix it together, and it's beautiful. So all you do is put that on top of that so you can get a nice flavor. You see the figs getting some color in there. And then we got some heirloom carrots. So you got some purple carrots, you got some yellow, and you got some of the orange carrots. So we're trying to do like an art when we do this. And then right here we have a beautiful apples and turnip puree. Ooh. It's just pured, you know, no butter, no nothing added to it. If you can see, it's just a nice
straight fruit.
Just straight fruit. Just cook it a little bit with water, and then let the fruit taste like that. So what we're going to do, we're going to kind of play it out while this cooks right here.
Okay.
We're not going to have time to see it cook all the way through. That's why I did that ahead of time.
Appreciate that, because I'm hungry.
So we have that. We're going to spread it up like this right here. And then we're going to take the, this duck right here, you know, a lot of people like it medium rare to rare. But if you see how the honey start to bubble, right there, it gets it a little nice, and we're going to just cut it in slices here. And then we're going to make sure we got a nice, beautiful design, since this is actually art that we're doing. And that's the beauty of cooking, is, you know, when you cook, it's something you do art.
It is, because it's as much visual as anything else.
Isn't anything else. So here we got the beautiful duck. It's nice and medium.
Oh, look at that.
Some people love it rare. Then I'm going to take some of this. See how nice foamy that getting right here? So we're going to take some of the figs and just spread it around. And this is the beautiful thing. You know, you're going to have a bunch of colors right here. So, and then we're going to get some carrots, and we're just going to throw them in there.
Is this one of the dishes that will be?
It is actually the dish, a dinner dish that we have at Michael's for the Epicurean. See how that is beautiful? And then we're going to take this right here. You see how nice and foamy? Put it right on top of the duck, and then go around it. So you can get the nice flavor. You got the nice caramelized honey already. Then we're going to take some more microgreens so we can get the art going. And if you can see right here.
Look how beautiful.
How beautiful that is. And then we're just going to take a small sprint of time and just make a little tree out of that.
Oh,
And
chef,
then you
a
have-
work of art.
Work of art.
Absolutely beautiful. Chagall would have loved to paint it. Was that beautiful?
Yeah, that's the idea, so it's cool.
The dinner, what
The Epicurean dinner.
Epicurean dinner.
The
Thank
Epicurean
you.
dinner.
That's on currently.
Currently, all the whole month of February.
Okay, great. And then next month you'll have
And then we have
another
Maryland.
part of the
The
world.
Orioles are coming.
Awesome. There we go. Blue crabs on my plate. On our website, mysuncoast.com. Chef, thanks very much. Appreciate you coming in today.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Attention blood clot filter patients. Surgically implanted blood clot filters are potentially life-threatening. Some filters are prone to breaking, resulting in pieces of the filter moving through the body and causing internal bleeding. If you had surgery to implant a blood clot filter, you may be entitled to a cash award, even if you haven't suffered side effects yet. Call the Gold Shield Group now, 888-747-5291, to see if you qualify for a cash award, 888-747-5291.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help.
And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
Come out to the best party of the season, the Goodwill Mardi Gras Gala on February 28th at Michael's on E. Tickets at experiencegoodwill.org.
Car experts and customers agree. There's a whole lot to love about a new Subaru. Subaru offers more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And Subaru had the best resale value of all brands for 2016. Now you can lease a new Subaru Forester for just $209 a month or get 0% financing during the Subaru True Love event. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
What does it mean when New South Windows says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct pricing.
Plus, New South windows are made in Florida.
Ford Florida Home.
By Florida workers.
Because we know Florida weather.
Right now, buy 2 windows, get the 3rd free, plus our lifetime warranty. New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
And welcome back. Sad story from Indiana where police found the bodies of 2 teenage hikers. As Alex Perez tells us, the search is on for the girl's killer.
At 2:07 p.m. on Monday, 14-year-old Liberty German uploaded this picture to Snapchat of her 13-year-old friend Abigail Williams walking across the train tracks over a bridge near Delphi, Indiana. That would be their last communication. The next day, their bodies were found in the woods just 3/4 of a mile from that very bridge seen on Liberty's Snapchat. Authorities launching a massive manhunt to find the suspect. Overnight, they released this image of a man they want to bring in for questioning. Investigators believe he was on the trail around the same time as the girls.
This is rural Indiana. Most of the people that are born and raised here stay here. It is very uncommon for that to happen in a small community.
This tight-knit community of about 3,000 in complete disbelief.
I think everybody is just ready to know what happened and why.
and who did this.
A family member dropped the girls off at the nature trail for a hike around 1 p.m. Monday. When they returned to pick them up 2.5 hours later, they were nowhere in sight. Hundreds of volunteers combed the trail looking for any sign of the friends. Police checking those Snapchat pics for clues. Their families at the time hoping for the best.
Missing, abducted, we don't know for sure. Cell phone has been pinging around town.
But search teams discovered their bodies Tuesday around noon. This morning, a community in mourning, searching for answers.
Now to think something could have happened here in our own town, it's scary.
Back here in Florida, the man accused of a shooting rampage at the Fort Lauderdale airport last month was back in court today. 26-year-old Esteban Santiago is in federal court for a status hearing. Prosecutors say Santiago flew from Anchorage, Alaska to Fort Lauderdale, where he opened fire at a baggage claim area. 5 people were killed, 6 others injured. Santiago is being indicted on 22 federal charges. If convicted, he could face the death penalty. He has pleaded not guilty. Police in St. Petersburg looking for 2 thieves who stole a car with a baby in the back seat. The crime was all captured on videotape, too. Watch this. A father says he went back inside to get allergy medicine. When he came back out, his SUV was gone with the child inside. Police say it took about 45 seconds for the crime to be committed. Pulling up in a white 4-door sedan to take it, the SUV was found 2 blocks away with the child inside unharmed. In Daytona Beach, a disabled Navy veteran was almost beaten to death when he tried to save a turtle being tortured by 3 men. It happened Tuesday afternoon. 45-year-old Gary Bluff was home when he says he saw the men dropping and kicking a turtle. That's when he went outside to try to stop them.
I won't stand for it. That's not right. How are they going to be his fathers? They're doing this to animals at their age.
Blau wound up with a shattered skull, swollen eye, and a concussion. Police are charging the 3 suspects, ages 23, 18, and 16, with aggravated battery and animal cruelty. Caught on camera, a plane hit a deer on takeoff and made an emergency landing. The commuter jet was speeding down the runway in Charlotte, North Carolina, when the pilot heard a loud bang. The plane then turned around and workers on the ground sprayed it for leaking fuel. 50 passengers and crew were on board.
It was pretty loud. It didn't just sound like a street bump. It was like boom.
All of a sudden you could hear the bong, 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 bong going in front.
The impact with the deer caused damage on the right wing. It's unusual but not unheard of. In fact, in a recent 25-year period, the FAA says it happened 1,100 times in these deer versus plane incidents around the country. Wow. You wouldn't think the deer are quite high enough to be clipped by the wing, but I guess it depends how big the plane is.
Yeah, plus they have the flaps, you know.
Oh, that's true.
That's, wow, that's pretty scary, you know,
It is.
because that's a heavy animal, a deer.
It is.
Mass times velocity. Those planes are hurtling down that runway.
You just lost me.
Man, it means a big boom.
I got that part.
That's what it means. I never really thought about that. That is kind of scary. We have across the region a lot of cloud cover around the area. It also seems like an easy fix. Put up a deer fence, right?
Nice.
Anyway, the clouds gave way to sunshine, and oh my, what a beautiful day we now have across the Sun Coast. The winds are dying down, the air is dry, the sun is in full force, and the temperatures are going to be an absolutely perfect low 70s, a daytime high. Cloud cover is all pushed down to the south. That's where the frontal boundary continues to move. It's heading toward Cuba right now. And for our daytime high temperatures today, expect about 72, which is about where you'd expect to be at this time of year. No rain in the forecast today, but there is some coming our way a little bit later on this week. We'll talk about that in just a few. Ray.
All right. Thank you, John. President Donald Trump is planning a news conference any minute now to announce his new pick for Labor Secretary. We'll go there live once he does. In the meantime, White House turmoil with President Trump taking on the media, leaks of information, and once again the intelligence community. The president, on one hand, is blasting the media on reports of fake news. On the other, angry about the illegal leak of information that took down his national security advisor, Michael Flynn, whom he fired for misleading the White House about calls with the Russian ambassador. Today, the president is taking part in a congressional listening session at the White House. But the big question is the president hearing the outrage from Congress when it comes to Russia?
It's highly disturbing, and it raises more and more questions that Congress has a sworn obligation to get to the bottom of.
We're looking for facts, and we're looking for evidence.
The New York Times also reports the intelligence community is investigating contacts between Trump associates and Russia during the campaign. But the president also wants to track down leakers, which the president says will be caught. Other news now, scammers are focusing on grandparents who are confused yet also ready to help as well. Reporter Lana Zach says the bad guys have extorted millions from victims trying to help.
Richard Stolley would do anything for his family.
My first thought was, I want to help.
This unconditional love is just what scammers were counting on when they called his office phone pretending to be his grandson.
This young voice said, "Hi, Grandpa." I said, "Who's this?" He said, "It's Kenny. Don't you recognize my voice?"
But it wasn't Kenny. It was a con artist with a story about getting into trouble with the law and needing money for bail, called the grandparent scam. It's happening across the country.
Perfect victim is somebody living alone over the age of 65. They'll volunteer who they're wishing you were when you would call.
Many thieves will do their research, collecting details about their victims to make their stories more believable. Stephanie Zimmerman is the ABC News fixer who solves a wide range of consumer problems.
Sometimes they purchase stolen information, stolen names and phone numbers. They also scan obituaries and they look for family relationships.
But the AARP is trying to fight back, offering these tips. First, hit pause and call around.
So if you receive that phone call, stop, take a breath, slow it down.
Second, guard your personal information.
The scammers will do anything to get information about you.
Third, ask questions that only the real person would know, things that can't be found online, like what did I send you for your birthday, or what did I call you as a child? And of course, if something doesn't sound right, just keep asking questions. That's what Richard did, and it saved him from getting scammed.
Apparently, the request for home address rattled him, and he hung up.
If you are contacted by one of these scammers, report it immediately. The FBI says that they are highly sophisticated, and you shouldn't feel that there is a stigma attached with having fallen victim. Lana Zach, ABC News, Washington.
Despite 2 hurricanes and a Zika virus outbreak, Florida had another record year for tourism. Last year, about 113 million tourists visited the state. That outnumbers residents about 5 to 1. It's also about 6,000 more than the previous year, not that much. This is the 6th year in a row that the numbers for tourism have gone up. The Washington National Zoo is saying goodbye to its star attraction. A 4-year-old giant panda named Bao Bao is moving to China. That was part of the deal back in 2013 when it was born. Her move is part of a long-standing agreement with the Chinese government. Fans have been coming all week to get one last look at the panda.
It's sort of like sending your kids off to college, so you're excited for them to make that next step and to see what they can do with their lives.
We are all attached to her and we all love her. She's our only girl that we've ever had.
Bao Bao leaves on Tuesday. If you can't make it to D.C. in time, you can always watch the zoo's Panda Cam while she is still there. When we come back, John has one more look at the forecast for today. And Girl Meets World in an all-star Broadway cast. The latest production premiering at a Sarasota theater. Next in our Spotlight.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
How hard is it to stop a stroke? It is challenging, it is difficult, and every second counts. A comprehensive stroke center gives the patient a better chance to walk out with minimal to no disability. We are able to offer treatments above and beyond the standard 3 hours after the onset of a stroke. A place like Sarasota Memorial Hospital really increases those chances of giving back a better quality of life.
Ideologue. I am an originalist.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help. With Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
In town? On the town. The Mark offers landmark living in the center of everything you love about Sarasota. Priced from the 700s, spacious residences and elevated club-level amenities create a private oasis in the sky. Promenade shopping and dining put the best of downtown downstairs. Sales gallery open daily at the corner of Pineapple and State Street just south of Main. The Mark, Sarasota. Presented by Coulter.
Our Osprey cam showing our bird in the nest. Looking a little ruffled, though, by that wind. It's still kind of a little breezy out there, but obviously spending a lot of time in the nest these days. And we're thinking we're going to have an egg here pretty soon. Should be about time. And then we'll see Sarah and Soda in that nest frequently for the next few weeks as they raise their young. Hopefully, all the eggs will be viable. You can always watch them at mysuncoast.com. Click on the Osprey Cam button and streaming 24/7 with a night vision camera as well. 68 degrees the air temperature, dew point a very comfortable 48 degrees. It feels great outside right now. A lot of blue sky, sunshine, wall to wall, northwest wind still coming in at about 13, but we're not getting those big gusts that we saw earlier on, and we aren't seeing the 17-mile-an-hour winds either. So the winds are starting to subside, and as such, the small craft advisory has been discontinued for our area waters. 68 degrees, Wauchula 70, Arcadia 68, and Myakka 66, Parrish. Bradenton comes in at 67. Lakewood Ranch has 68 as well. Further to the south, we have Venice coming in at 67, 66 in Inglewood. Punta Gorda comes in at 7, or Northport comes in at 70 degrees, and Punta Gorda at 73. Cool spots, Longboat Key coming in at 64. And the cloud cover has been pushed south, so too has the rainfall. The north wind drawing down that dry air right over us, and we are going to be left with a beautiful, beautiful day ahead. In fact, a couple of nice days, I think. We have this dry air aloft coming in as this kind of brown colorization here. That's the high-pressure ridge building in. It stretches all the way back, really, toward Texas, and so we have a nice little plume of dry air coming our way. Don't see any problems at all with a nice clear sky overnight tonight, calmer winds. And with the cloud cover pushed to the south, the Earth's surface will be allowed to radiate its heat back to space. The big question is just how calm the winds get tonight. And I think with the movement of this high-pressure ridge from the west, where it is now, to more directly centered over us, the winds are going to be dying down. And when that happens, we'll allow for a pretty cool night tonight, probably around the 50-degree mark. I wouldn't be a bit surprised. And then tomorrow, we'll start to see those winds shifting a little bit more to the east. And when we get that kind of easterly shift to the wind, we get the winds coming at us more over land. And with that, I think we'll start to see a bit of a warm-up. Particularly, I think, as we head into the weekend, and then Saturday and Sunday will feature maybe even a southeasterly wind flow at times, as we'll have a little bit of an area of low pressure back to the west that'll move right over North Florida. You can see the amassing rain showers back here toward Texas on our surface map. That may be in store for us on Saturday night. I think it will be, actually, with some scattered showers around. The RPM computer model future forecast shows us staying dry today, dry tomorrow, dry probably most of Saturday. Then on Saturday night, these rain showers start to approach. We'll cloud up and then pretty quickly, I think, have about a 40% chance of some scattered showers moving through here. Total rainfall amounts, well, it's kind of early to tell, but some of the precipitation forecasts are coming in with about a ½ an inch or less of rainfall during the period from 7 o'clock Saturday night to 7 a.m. Sunday morning. So winds generally out of the north. The red tide status from Mote Marine observers at these area beaches are showing slightly elevated red tide levels in the air, the irritants in the air at a couple of beaches, Nokomis for one. But with the wind shifting to the north and eventually to the northeast, I wouldn't be surprised to see those irritant levels reduced. We are looking at a northwest wind shifting to the northeast at about 5 to 10 tonight. Moderate chop on bay and inland waters. And over the course of the next several days, nice warming trend in store with that chance of overnight showers Saturday. Ray?
Sounds good. Thank you, John. In celebration of Black History Month, we take a look at a few African Americans who made their mark in education, starting with Alexander Lucius Twilight. He's known to be the first African American to graduate from a U.S. college in 1823. Twilight received his bachelor's from Middlebury College, a private liberal arts college in Vermont. He's also the first African American to win election to public office, joining the Vermont legislature in 1836. Nearly 60 years later, Webb Du Bois became the first African American to earn a Ph.D. from Harvard University in 1895. Du Bois is best known for his activist work, helping several African colonies free themselves from European powers. He also co-founded the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, also known as the NAACP. The world spotlight was on Ruby Bridges in 1960, when she became the first African-American student to attend an all-white elementary school in the South, specifically in New Orleans. The move came less than a decade after the Supreme Court's Brown versus Board of Education ruling that struck down segregation in the schools. Today, the 62-year-old is an activist, philanthropist, and public speaker. Well, you still have time to catch a popular Broadway show that premiered last weekend on the Suncoast. Our Linda Carson spoke with the stars of Born Yesterday.
You don't like to be doing all his dirty work because you know you're better than him.
That's enough! Broadway star Christina DiCicco plays Billy Dawn in Born Yesterday. She's played some very big parts on The Great White Way.
I was in the original cast of Sister Act the musical, and I played Ava Perón twice a week opposite Ricky Martin in the 2012 revival of Evita on Broadway, and I also was a principal role in Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark on Broadway.
She loves the role of Billy Dawn.
Billy Dawn starts out the show as an ex-showgirl. Her biggest credit was playing in the chorus of Anything Goes on Broadway, which I have a little experience with. And she starts off as just somebody who likes to be an accessory. She likes wearing lovely things and looking lovely and kind of walking around and being a satellite to Harry Brock.
Norm Boucher plays Harry Brock.
Harry Brock is a junk man turned millionaire. So he comes to Washington to try and buy some international influence.
He brings along his girlfriend, Billy Dawn, and he hires a young reporter to teach her how to behave properly in society.
I play the reporter, Paul Verrill, who is working on a progressive, you could say, journal, and he's interested in finding out the truth that goes on in Washington. One of his lines is, he just wants the facts.
But he discovers the most important facts are about himself.
He actually ends up being educated about himself, about what life is really about for him, and that's his heart.
They say even though Born Yesterday was written 70 years ago, it's still very relevant in our lives today.
I think it actually is a very hopeful message. It's a very positive message as far as what an impact people can make on their government, and in the meantime, besides that message, it's also a lot of fun.
Born Yesterday at the Oslo Rep through April 15th. If you need a good laugh, this is the place to come. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Actually saw it last weekend, a very good show. Coming up on News at Noon, one celebrity is trying to shine a light on sex trafficking. And if beach and church weddings aren't your thing, how about a cantina? Details next in Entertainment News.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View. I'm Stephanie Roberts on Suncoast View. Fashionistas from the iConcept Fashion Show bring innovative designs, plus Big Fish, the musical, and Jack Dusty at the Ritz. Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC 7. We're here for you.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC 7's Good Morning Suncoast.
If you want to rediscover the smooth, radiant skin of your past, consider a facelift, eyelid lift, or laser resurfacing from Faces by Feza. Restore your natural, youthful appearance and the confidence that goes with it when you trust your face to the expert hands of Dr. John Feza. Using a delicate touch, he gives you natural-looking contours, a clean jawline, and long-lasting results. Call today to schedule a private consultation, because when you look good, you feel good. Faces by Feza at Center for Sight.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Florida's last private island is a waterfront lifestyle like no other. This is Harbor Isle, just 5 minutes from the sugar sand beaches of Anna Maria Island. This sun-splashed paradise invites you to enjoy natural adventures and all the recreation of a tropical resort. Island coach homes and waterfront condos are now available from the high 400s. Don't miss the Luxury by the Bay event, Saturday, January 21st from noon till 4 p.m. at Harbor Isle. Water ski show, luxury cars, wine tasting, model home tours, and more.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Contemporary Cabinetry and Closet Concepts. Our strength is in building a relationship with our clients. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years. When you organize your home, you simplify your life. Call today for a free in-home consultation or visit the web at contemporarycabinetry.srq.com.
An actor looking to end modern-day slavery. Ashton Kutcher testified at a Senate hearing in Washington. He is the co-founder of an anti-trafficking foundation and technology company. During the hearing, he offered up tools to help law enforcement and got emotional telling lawmakers how the group can use technology to help identify and rescue trafficking victims.
We've taken these investigation times of dark web material from 3 years down to what we believe can be 3 weeks.
Kutcher says he's been on FBI raids where he has seen things that no person should ever see. The actor is the father of 2 children with an actress named Mila Kunis. Singer Justin Bieber accused of assault in Cleveland during last year's NBA Finals. Police say the pop star was caught on camera allegedly fighting with a group of people outside a hotel. The man says Bieber punched him 3 times. No charges have been filed. A star of the hit show Glee is trading musicals for murder, kind of. Darren Criss will be starring in the 3rd installment of the FX Network's anthology American Crime Story. He'll be playing Andrew Cunanan, the man who killed fashion designer Gianni Versace back in 1997 on South Beach. Criss also had a role in American Horror Story Season 5. Mariah Carey singing on Jimmy Kimmel Live last night. It's her first live performance since that New Year's Eve blooper where things didn't go right. The Grammy winner performed her newest single, I Don't, about her split with her fiancé, Australian billionaire James Packer. And finally, wedding bells at Taco Bell. Yeah, starting this summer, you can get married in the new wedding chapel at Taco Bell's Cantina in Las Vegas for $600. That includes an ordained officiant, a private reception, a sauce packet garter, a bouquet. I knew you'd like that one. A taco 12-pack and a Cinnabon Delights cake. Taco Bell is also holding a social media contest to take part. The winner will be announced in March. You got married at a friend's house. I got married on the beach. Neither one at Taco Bell.
I can't even imagine.
No.
I can't even imagine. But you know what? I bet, it's $600 kind of save a bundle.
You'll never forget it, will you? Never forget it.
Never forget it. You never forget this weather either. Man, I tell you what, this is the time of year that I so desperately love. When you have these deep, deep blue skies and the beautiful temperatures. Great.
Interrupt you now to go to the White House for the president's latest pick for Secretary of Labor.
I just wanted to begin by mentioning that the nominee for Secretary of the Department of Labor will be Mr. Alex Acosta. He has a law degree from Harvard Law School. He's a great student, former clerk for Justice Samuel Alito, and he has had a tremendous career. He's a member and has been a member of the National Labor Relations Board and has been through Senate confirmation 3 times, confirmed, did very, very well. And so Alex, I've wished him the best. We just spoke, and he's going to be, I think he'll be a tremendous Secretary of Labor. And also, as you probably heard just a little while ago, Mick Mulvaney, a former congressman, has just been approved, weeks late, I have to say that, weeks late, Office of Management and Budget, and he will be, I think, a fantastic addition. Paul Singer just left. As you know, Paul was very much involved with the anti-Trump, or as they say, never Trump, and Paul just left, and he's given us his total support, and it's all about unification. We're unifying the party, and hopefully we're going to be able to unify the country. It's very important to me. I've been talking about that for a long time, but it's very, very important to me. So I want to thank Paul Singer for being here and for coming up to the office. He was a very strong opponent, and now he's a very strong ally, and I appreciate that. I think I'll say a few words, and then we'll take some questions. And I had this time. We've been negotiating a lot of different transactions to save money on contracts that were terrible.